The time is at 7 o'clock for our council meeting. Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Present.
Alderman Mozio.
Here.
Alderman Villalobos.
Present.
Alderman Newsome.
Present.
Alderman Tempest.
Present.
Alderman May. Present. Alderman Valco. Alderman Taylor. Present. Mayor Cunningham.
Present. And can we please ask the Reverend Dr. Cecilia Harris to please step forward to give the invocation. Dr. Harris, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Let us pray. Most holy Creator, Redeemer, Sustainer, and equipping God, we thank you for the women and men who step up to the courageous role of leadership and service in our City Council. Grace each of them individually and collectively with wisdom, collaborative grace, and vision for the future. Give them unusual insight into the complexity of the challenges that face them, and continue to energize and strengthen the gifts of leadership which are in each one of them. May the pages of history they are writing for the great city of Waukegan through their work have impact far beyond the borders of our wonderful city and touch our nation and the world. I offer this prayer in the name of Jesus, the Christ. Amen.
Amen. The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Dr. Harris. We really appreciate that prayer. And just a note, if you've probably been noticing, we have had a different person giving the invocation for the city of Waukegan since we've taken office. And that will be a process in which we will use. We're asking different clergy throughout the city of Waukegan and abroad to start our council meeting. We think this will give everyone an opportunity to come in and share in our experience in keeping us prayed up. So thank you, Dr. Harris, again. And Dr. Harris is from Waukegan First United Methodist Church. She had a short walk, everybody, right next door to us. Thank you, ma'am. Mayor's comments. First of all, we have to all get ready to sing Happy Birthday. Now, I used to be a waiter at Red Lobster, and we had this birthday song. So Alderman Mozio, I heard a birdie told me today was your birthday, and I know how old I am, and you're a year ahead of me.
All right.
So Alderman Mozio.
Yes, sir.
On three, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grand. All right, there it is. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I also share that birthday with my oldest daughter, so as you can tell, if it's a woman's birthday, you really don't care. I don't, at home, it's not really my birthday. They don't really know about it, but I appreciate that, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, all right, that was good, that was good. All right, that was some of my housewarming and general comments. The current budget stalemate has left Illinois in a crisis. And I advise calm and urgency for all of our leaders and state officials to find compromise so they can pass a state budget. To that regard, I want to inform the public that we have tentatively, when I say we, various mayors throughout this North Shore have scheduled a press conference on Thursday, July 6th at 11:30 a.m. in front of Lake County Building that feature numerous Lake County municipalities that are set to speak about the impact of the state budget crisis. I will keep all of you in the loop with further details. Special recognition, I do not see them. However, we do have Alderman Tempest and Coach Mo. I'm gonna put the coach hat on for you. We have today in our presence an Olympian from the city of Waukegan, Miss Shakita Jones, CEO and founder of Furthering Lives of Youth. She would like to come and give about 3 or 4 minutes of some of the things that she's doing in Waukegan as a former Olympian and 3-time state champion, if I'm not mistaken.
17. She's got more medals than anybody else in the history of Illinois in girls track.
Ooh, I was way under.
She is-
Now, I will say this. And come on up, Shakita, as you're coming up, please. I will say this, yes. She is the only person that I know that has a state champion at 2 schools, but more state champions at Waukegan School. One is at Warren,
4 at Warren.
4 at Warren as a state
13.
champion, and then came over to Waukegan, to let them know she was just helping them out for a little bit. Come on over to Waukegan as a Bulldog. Miss Jones, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm Shakita Jones, born and raised on the south side of Waukegan. Track and field was my gift, and as Sam and Coach Mo said, I am the record holder for most records in the state of Illinois. I have 17 individual state titles, which means I never lost a race in high school. I won 4 titles. My freshman, sophomore, and senior year, I won 5. My junior year, I won the 100, 200, added the 400-meter title because someone said college coaches thought it would look good. So I said, okay, I'll run that too. I broke Jackie Jordan Kersey's record. She has 16. I have 17. Thank you. In addition to that, I became the first Illinois champion in the Junior Olympics, the AAU, the World Junior Championships. No one from Illinois had ever won any of those titles prior to me. And so far, there's only 3 of us, and I was the first. I received a full track and field scholarship to every university across the United States. I chose UCLA because of the Olympic tradition, the weather, and the name. I didn't know anyone who ever knew about UCLA or could say they graduated from UCLA, so I stand before you, a UCLA graduate from Waukegan. While at UCLA, I became a U.S. Olympian. So I won a bronze medal in the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, Australia. So I represented Waukegan in Australia. And a lot of people know what Waukegan is now, courtesy of me and doing my thing. So I stand before you today because I've started a nonprofit called Furthering the Lives of Youth, or FLY. And our mission is to assist exceptional youth with limited resources. In essence, what we do, we help high-character youth with great grades, a minimum 3.2 GPA, who have gifts and talents and passions, but come from families that can't afford to maximize them. That's where my organization comes in. We step in, we help cover the cost of whatever they do to give them a chance to be successful. I've been blessed with a gift, and now I'm turning around and using my blessings to help be a blessing to other people. So this month, July 21st, we're having our first annual awards banquet. So we receive our youth from, you receive them from nominations from kids. We help kids all across the world, so I want you to be mindful of that. And this July 21st at the Foss Park Golf Course Pavilion, we're flying them in, the ones that have won, and they will be awarded in whatever field they're in. We have musicians, artists, academics, athletes, and we will be paying the cost of whatever it is that they do. So I invite you all to come be a part of that and see what I do and support me in my efforts of continuously putting Waukegan on the map, because that's what I do. People say, where are you from? I say Waukegan. They say, where's that? And so I take the time to explain where it is, because a lot of people from our area say they're from Chicago, which is unfortunate. So I am Shakita Jones, native of Waukegan. Come support me, help me do what I do so we can help more young people. There will be awardees from Waukegan, so I think it'd be really cool. It's Friday, July 21st. It will be really, it's from 7 to 10 p.m. So it'd be great to have the Waukegan kids supported by their local councilmen and women. And you can see the cool kids that we have in Waukegan outside of myself. So thank you so much for your time and enjoy the rest of your meeting.
Thank you, Chiquita. Hint, hint, Emily. No, I'm just kidding. You know, there was another young man I wanted to give highlight to, and the gentleman's name was Mr. Hopkins. I want to make sure I get his name. He's a student at University of Wisconsin Parkside, and Mr. Hopkins is, and I love the way he positioned it. He said, I went to Daniel Webster Middle School, and then I started out at Waukegan High School on the Brookside campus before transferring to St. Joseph High School in Kenosha, Mr. Hopkins. But he has been, he is now the recipient, a spokesman for the University of Parkside, on their campus to talk about student activities and to recruit young men and young ladies to their campus. And it's an article that was written in the paper recently. What date is this? June 24th in the 25th edition. And I need to read to you exactly what he said so we get a full meaning of it. After going through the Parkside orientation, I thought I'd transfer after 2 years, the incoming junior said, but I love Parkside. I love it here. You meet people from all over the world, all ages, military, veterans, just a variety of life. Not that Hopkins has forgotten his roots. The past 3 summers have found him working for Waukegan Township Home Sweet Home program, which provides lawn care services for seniors and residents in need. And when asked external question posed to college students, where do you see yourself in 5 years? The communication major mentioned hosting a radio talk show and eventually owning a radio outlet, ideally in the northern Illinois and southwest Wisconsin markets. No matter where he ends up, he plans to be part of Waukegan's 21st century future. Waukegan will be on the map, he said. People will know Waukegan. This is a college student saying that right now. And I say that to what Ms. Jones is talking about. This is how we get our young men and young ladies back to this community. They're here. We need to help them grow their minds by uplifting our community. So I'm very proud to mention these 2 young men from Waukegan, this young man and young lady, I apologize, who are doing things to promote this city. We do it up here all the time, but when we get our young men and young ladies doing it, that means we're doing some things that are right here. Upcoming events. July 4th, just a reminder that we will have our official annual 4th of July fireworks display tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. I know there was some words out that we were not having fireworks. Again, we will have fireworks tomorrow, July the 4th, starting at 9:30 p.m. I strongly encourage the public to leave the fireworks. I'm gonna say this again. I strongly encourage the public to leave the fireworks to professionals, and that you refrain from shooting off your own show in the residential areas that only serve to disturb your neighbors. In addition, let us all celebrate the holiday responsibility and don't drink and drive. Scoop. I want to make sure that all of you come out for this weekend's Scoop. Scoop kicks off Friday, July 7th at 6 p.m. with a family carnival, food booth, and live entertainment, and again at 11 a.m. on Saturday, July 8th with a car show. Free shows on 3 Scoop stages, including Gospel on the Beach at the Stein Pavilion starting at noon. I want to take this opportunity to invite the aldermen and other elected officials, along with sponsors and dignitaries, to help cut the ribbon dedicating Saturday night's open scoop 4 p.m. at the corner of Water and Genesee. I am looking forward to seeing everyone out there supporting this event, and I know you will have a great time. Filming in downtown this weekend. I want to give everyone heads up that there will be a film under production in downtown this Friday and Saturday. Exteriors of City Hall, the Lake County Building, and exteriors of some additional businesses in Waukegan, as well as a short stretch of Martin Luther King Avenue, will serve as a stand-in for another Illinois city for a Hollywood production. In addition, there will be intermittent closures of our main lobby during the filming, and production assistance will be helpful in directing the public to our other interests off West Street so as not to interrupt business this Friday. Although I can't say the name of the film or mention the names of any stars that will be in town, we are excited to be part of this movie and are very grateful for having been considered for the opportunity. And I thank everyone in advance for their support and understanding in making this event a success. Everybody knows this is David's doing, all right? Let's be clear. There will be more than 200 cast and crew involved in the show, and we certainly hope that this is a good sign that they are coming to town and not asking to only use the Amstads. All right? Correct, David? That's right. All right. All right. With that being said, item 2, audience time. Madam Clerk?
Okay. Woo. Wygenia Briscoe? And we have 3 minutes.
I won't take that long.
Thank you.
Good evening. Again, my name is Wygenia Briscoe. I am a resident in the 3rd Ward and also have property in the 7th Ward. I have been a resident in Waukegan for about 23 years now. And when I first purchased my property, where I live at is considered Douglas Nursery area. It's a really nice area. And I must admit, over time, I'm noticing within Waukegan, to get to my main point, is that the number of garage sales in this area have really, really started to increase to the point that they are now kind of like impacting the way that our community looks. And as a resident of Waukegan, I have concerns about that. I'm bringing this to the committee because I was thinking about, you know, the concerns as far as where we are, you know, with the budget and things like that. I would like for this committee to consider possibly creating an ordinance where if you want to have a garage sale, you pay $25 for a garage sale. If you don't pay $25, my recommendation is that you are fined $200 if you don't get a permit in order to have a garage sale. There are a lot of garage sales that happen in our community. Whether or not the residents in the community would be willing to pay the $25, I don't know, but if they don't, wow, if we could charge them $200. I know that this will be it might be difficult to enforce because garage sales take place on the weekends. However, now I notice that residents are doing them Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now Sunday. So I'm going to leave it up, if this committee does choose to go that way, to think of a way of enforcing this. I think that for our community, this might be another way for us to not just raise revenue, but also help our community look better as far as the garage sales that we are having here. If you go to other areas, surrounding areas, they do not nearly have as many garage sales as we have here. As I said, longtime resident, employee of AbbVie. I was the director there for 20 years, come with a lot of experience as far as working and also volunteer in the community, right here with Ann. So as a resident here, this is something that I really, really would like for this committee to consider. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rosa Shepherd.
Hello, good evening. I have an accent, so please listen to what I'm saying, not my accent, okay? My name is Rosa Shepard. I've been in Waukegan for 38 years after leaving Fort Sheridan. I take pride in my property. I live at 1739 North Avenue. Today I'm here with concern for the city and safety of my seniors. I live off of North Avenue. I have two older persons that walk every morning. Chuck, that live at the north side of Greenwood, and Joanne, that live around the corner on the south side. Both of them is almost 90 years old. The sidewalks are not safety. The sidewalks have a lot of cracks. People property have overhang shrub. This past Saturday, I walked to Bowen Park and the north side of Greenwood. To turn the corner there, I had to come out in the street to cross the street because the shrub is overhang. You couldn't walk on the sidewalk. I have called, I have complained, and nobody's doing anything. So, I've been here almost 40 years. Waukegan was beautiful. I want to keep it beautiful. A city is as beautiful as the people that run it. If you need a bulldog or a watchdog, I'm retired. I'll do it for free. So please contact me. Please think of my seniors. I put a bench right in my yard for Chuck and his wife. Stella right now is in a nursing home because they walk and they can always stop there. But I'm worried about Joan and I'm worried about Chuck. So please have the people look at the sidewalks along North Avenue. Too much crack, too much indentation, and those people walk but they shuffle. So please, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Cynthia Mendez.
Hi, good evening. My name is Cynthia Mendez, and I'm a resident at 936 North Lewis Avenue. I've never done this before, but it's time for me to hear my voice as a resident of Waukegan and for our community as what we have to deal with, not all, but some Waukegan police officers. It might be different situations that we go through in life, but we can't let Waukegan police continue to judge us by our cover and don't know who we are and don't like us to voice our opinion because then we're the wrong person. I was arrested on the 21st of June. I was at a food pantry. It started at a food pantry. I'm thinking this is a person that's a nonprofit organization supposed to be helping our community. When we in need, I go there and I end up going to jail. I leave the premises, I get home, I'm greeted 25 minutes later by a Waukegan police officer, not just one, 3. I have Officer Santiago, the K-9 unit, EWING there, and then all of a sudden the 3rd officer appeared after these 2 officers been here talk to me for 10 minutes. I didn't give them a name. Yes, I went from 0 to 1,000. Sometimes you have to voice your opinion for someone to hear you. But how can we as a community let the bad cops outweigh the good cops and you guys want us to have respect from them when they don't have no respect for us or they don't care what we say and our voice is not being heard? I was treated so bogus that I had to call the mayor's office after I got arrested and got out. Some bogus charges that leave me going to court now. I'm working on my footsteps to get into the nonprofit organization to see who runs it so I can take care of my business to voice my opinion there. But to be treated so unfairly by Waukegan police, this is not the first time that I've had an incident with Waukegan police, where you give them a pat on the back and they run with it. Yes, I go from 0 to 1,000. Maybe I can come lower it down, but sometimes that's what we need because they don't care if they respect us. They can be cocky. The way I was arrested, I was locked out of my own house. They wouldn't even let me get the keys. Other 2 officers never informed this officer, no, let her get her keys. He just take me in the abuse that I had to endure by him, and he's a man. You know, I can't keep living like that. The last 6 years been the hardest time. I've been here all my life. And it's just getting worse and worse, and they judge us as parents because of what our kids do. Enough is enough. I'm tired of it, and I'm not going to give up this time until I get my voice heard because I am tired of Waukegan police. You can't keep judging me by what my son did, what he's in prison for.
Thank you, Ms. Mendez. Anton Matthews.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Clerk Kelly, and the entire council. I'm here on behalf of Waukegan Main Street. Thankful for the opportunity to be here with each and every one of you concerned citizens this evening. First and foremost, on behalf of Waukegan Main Street, we'd like to wish Alderman Greg Mosio a happy birthday. He definitely does not look a day over age 21. So again, Alderman, happy birthday. Enjoy yourself.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
Secondly, we also like to thank the Waukegan Park District for the Independence Day Parade yesterday. It was a great time, a little warm, but it still was a fun time. It was a pleasure seeing you, Mr. Mayor, out there along with the entire city delegation, and it was good times had by all. Moving forward, upcoming events, I'm not going to highlight what our mayor has already stated, but I will say this. Tomorrow evening is the fireworks, which starts at 9:30 p.m. Along with that, at Dockside Dogs will be our very own, the Blues Family Robinson will be playing from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. They are from Waukegan, they're from my backyard, so let's come out, let's support them. Again, that's from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Dockside Dogs. Then, of course, you got the lovely fireworks, which is, if I might add, the best firework display in Lake County will be tomorrow at 9:30 here at the Waukegan Lakefront. Also, Waukegan Main Street will be participating in Scoop as well. We will have our beer tent on the south end of Genesee. Thank you to Alderman Villalobos for volunteering your time come Friday evening, so we're looking forward to that. Lastly, in closing, August 26th, save the date for our annual Wine and Art Stroll. I would like to personally invite you, along with the entire city delegation, to the Wine and Art Stroll. I'm not sure if you're a wine man, but it's always a good time. We have well over 20 businesses that are going to participate, and it's always a good time to come down to downtown and enjoy a little wine. So we certainly look forward to seeing all of you there. Again, follow Waukegan Main Street on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Throughout the entire week, we're going to have updates about the Scoop and everything that's going on for this weekend, along with Gospel Fest and along with other events. So I appreciate you guys' time this evening, and God bless America and God bless Waukegan. Thank you.
Mark Hahn.
Good evening. My name is Mark Hahn. I live at 104 West Street in Waukegan. I want to first of all thank everybody here, the mayor, the alderman, the treasurer, the clerk, for the job they do. I appreciate it very much. I'm here regarding the budget. I've watched a little bit of the meetings on TV. Just a couple of numbers pop into my head. 125 million overall budget I'm rounding out. According to our mayor, and I think other people I've spoken to, a 90% number goes to salaries, compensation packages, et cetera, for employees. Is that, I think that's what I'm hearing. I think I'm close on that number, but I can slop about 2 or 3% and still have some solutions to the problem. And to me, it's simple. It isn't just necessarily cutting people at the bottom. The last ones that were hired are going to be the first ones gone. It goes more like this. Everybody bites into this a fair share, starting with the mayor, starting with the alderman, all the elected officials, all the administration sets the example. That's been done before, and we've seen an alderman actually give up a year's salary, but nobody else bid into that program. They're not going to bite into it. They have to be given alternatives that are going to make them do it, so we can have a better town, we can provide more opportunities, we can increase our home values more than what they're even doing right now, although we've lagged and we're hit very hard over the Depression, that we can make a comeback from this. If you took 3% of that 125 million, you've got your well over the 2.8 that you're under budget now. I heard a comment at the last meeting that we don't want to act like Springfield. I don't want you to either. And what they've done recently is they're going to increase income taxes, corporate taxes, drive more businesses out of our state, more people out of our state, and that's a loser for all of us. And when another municipality, and you're not the biggest one of the tax bill, I know where that is on Sheridan Road, but it's going to have to start somewhere. You cannot. Do I get a timeout here for him to fix that? I hope. Anyhow, if you just, everybody, and I know there's contracts involved, but they have to participate. And you can't give them any leeway. You have to take a piece of this pie, and everybody shares it, and everybody benefits. If that doesn't happen, we're going the wrong direction. Don't spend more than you're taking in, and don't just necessarily increase it. Our home taxes are becoming our mortgages. That's hurting people. It's hurting our town financially. We don't want to tear down buildings. We want to bring them back to life. We don't tear down any more buildings. I hope that doesn't continue. We'd have been better off taking the $150,000 we spent to go into that project, giving people $10,000 to put those homes back on the tax rolls. We've lost those lots, and they'll probably never come back. There's other ways to do this other than increasing taxes, and I think the city employees, if everybody.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay, do I get the 15 seconds for the
I
phone?
gave it, I
You
already
did?
reset it.
Okay, I have to come back now.
Thank you.
Charles Sheridan?
Good evening. I recently bought some lakefront property in the First Ward, and I only have one question tonight, and I hope you guys can help me out here. I'd like to see a representation. I'm not a resident, but I do own property in the First Ward, and I'm wondering, can we look forward to seeing an alderman here in the next couple of months to represent both, not only the property owners, but the residents of the First Ward? I certainly would appreciate it. There's some issues I have, and you know, I appreciate the help that all the public officials have given me thus far, and I hope to help the city develop more sources of revenue. But I would certainly love to see the new First Ward alderman. Thank you.
Thank you. Angie Jose?
Good evening, Mayor Cunningham and members of City Council. My name is Angelina Jose. I am a sophomore at Northwestern University and a Clean Power Lake County volunteer who lives in the 3rd Ward. 2 weeks ago, I attended the City Council meeting in which you, Mayor Cunningham, announced your intention to adhere to the carbon reduction goals outlined in the Paris Climate Agreement, and I'm here today to say thank you. This is a major first step in bringing clean energy and clean energy jobs to our community. By adopting this plan, the city of Waukegan will need to take inventory of its greenhouse gas pollution, set goals and timelines for carbon reductions, and develop a climate action plan. It is essential that our city's plan engages members of the community and takes action to secure a retirement date and transition plan for the NRG Energy coal plant, which is the largest point source of carbon pollution in all of Lake County. Waukegan has the potential to be a leader of coal to clean energy transition projects, and Clean Power Lake County is looking forward to working with you to accomplish your goals in building a sustainable and prosperous community, making Waukegan a true city of progress. Thank you.
Brandon Antonio?
Good evening, Mayor Cunningham and City Council members. My name is Brandon Antonio, and I'm a volunteer for Clean Power Lake County and a resident of the 3rd Ward. I am currently a sophomore at Northern Illinois University, where I'm studying electrical engineering technology. Waukegan is a place I've considered my home, giving me my education, my friends, and many memories. And for that, I cannot thank Waukegan enough for that. The city of Waukegan has helped me with my civic consciousness in my role as a volunteer. From my experience with Clean Power Lake County, I've participated in community cleanups around Waukegan. I've helped with community events and collected countless petitions from Waukegan residents who want to see the city's tax base revitalized with solar development projects. I was able to meet many exceptional individuals who are willing to change Waukegan one step at a time. As of now, Clean Power Lake County continues to support your decision to adopt the Paris Climate Agreement. Thank you so much, Mayor Cunningham, for that. Which requires implementing the Future Energy Jobs Act, committing Waukegan to 100% clean energy and pushing forward the retirement date for the energy coal plant, the #1 point source of carbon pollution in Lake County. Before I joined Lake County, I did not know the effects that the coal plant has on our public health and our local economy. The energy coal plant is polluting our air and leaving coal debris on our beautiful lakefront. Knowing this, I cannot sit idly and do nothing. So I continue to volunteer for Clean Power Lake County because we need a plan for the inevitable closure for the energy coal plant. Let's face it, the city is not prepared for the day when the coal plant shuts down, leaving a contaminated lakefront and taking with it a valuable tax base. I'm going to continue to work hard and proudly serve our city through the Clean Power Lake County campaign. So city council members, as your constituent, I urge you to take action and publicly support setting a reasonable retirement date for the energy coal plant. And most importantly, engaging the community in the transition process to revitalize our tax base with solar projects and remediation and reuse of that prime lakefront property where the coal plant is currently. Together, we can make our city and Lake County rank as one of the cleanest communities in Illinois. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Jack Dye.
Jackie.
I'm Jack Dye. I live at 235 Gillette Avenue. I came to talk to you guys about your favorite topic, the budget. I know there's a lot of contention about what's going on in this and that, and I stand by my statement. $2.6 million in a deficit can't do that. Next year, you're looking at $5 million. You have to come with a solution. It can't be getting bigger and bigger. And if you're going to pass a deficit budget, be honest. Where's that money coming from? You've got to be honest. Tell your voters, tell the people who pay your salaries, where's that money coming from? It's coming out of our pockets, whether it be a gas tax or a sales tax or a property tax increase. It's coming out of our pockets. And we've already struggled enough with lowered home values. Heck, I bought my house when the economy was down at the bottom, and I'm already pushing the point where my property tax bill is the same as my mortgage. And I bought at the cheapest time, let alone at the highest point in time. I did go through the budget line item by line item. There's a lot of cuts to equipment and consumables and a lot of raises to salaries and benefits, and I know a lot of that is contractual. It's not something you guys have a lot of control over. But to echo the other gentleman's point, if we can cut 3% of each department, you're looking at balancing your budget with cash left over. I know it's not an easy job. There's lots of line items in there, but there's departments that are adding a couple $100,000 in expenses with zero headcount increase. We haven't even talked about adding in people. There's departments that are going up $189,000 after you've cut their equipment and consumables. Heaven help you guys if you guys have computer issues and have to redo your IT infrastructure. We'll have to pass a bond to pay for just business as usual. So I urge you guys to really take that to heart. I've talked with a lot of your aldermen about this in the past, and I know you guys are doing what you can, but as a citizen, I would like you guys to really think about whose pocket's going to pay for any kind of deficit and how we move forward in the future. We can't solve it today, but we can get on the right track, and please look forward to doing so. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Chris Rowe.
Good day. My name is Chris Rohde, and I am a resident of the 3rd Ward. I'm one of the administrators for a group called the Local Bernie Krats. I help organize the Chicago and Northern Illinois chapters. The main goal of our group is to encourage progressive-minded citizens to run for local offices. The other goal of our group is to create awareness for events and to allow citizens to engage in the political process. I come before the City Council today to bring awareness to an upcoming event we are hosting and to ask the city to help in arranging it. On Sunday, August 6th at 1 p.m., we will be hosting gubernatorial candidate State Senator Daniel Biss for a question and answer session. We have hosted these events in the past. The format of the event is people submit questions to our group and a moderator asks the questions for the first hour. After we go through all those questions, we open the floor to attendees to ask the candidate about other topics or expand on any previous questions. We also broadcast these events on Facebook Live to help expand the reach of the video and to be a reference for people unable to attend. We would like to ask the City Council to allow us to utilize these chambers for our event. We feel it is imperative for the citizens of Waukegan to have an opportunity to speak with a person who may very well have the most important office in the state of Illinois. Furthermore, this is an excellent opportunity for not only the citizens of Waukegan, but the City Council and the Mayor's office to let Senator Biss know of the unique circumstances facing Waukegan. This would also allow us the opportunity to help shape his policies for Illinois. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mayor Cunningham and Alderman Lisa May for helping point us in the direction to make this event happen in these chambers. I was informed that the requirements of this event was that it be hosted by a nonprofit, apolitical group. Well, I can assure you that much to the dismay of my wife, I am not getting paid for organizing this event. Our group has not raised a single dollar for any of our events. We're not associated with any political party, whether it be Democrat, Republican, or Green, though we do have a policy platform. This makes us no different than the League of Women Voters, who also have a platform, but is not beholden to any particular party. We firmly believe that policy is more important than party. Thank you for your time, and I very much hope to see the Mayor, the City Council, and citizens of Waukegan at this event.
Thank you. Margaret Carrasco?
Tonight I want to address two concerns. Both of them remind me, think of in a house and you have one closet and this closet is just overflowing with a lot of crap and a lot of garbage. The first one is in regards, there's lots of chatter in regards to the building and code enforcement, and Alderman, I think you received my FOIA request in regards to that. I don't get it. Why would a department head allow one employee who's not out in the field be able to punch in via their cell phone? Folks, you know, when you think that no one is watching, bingo, smile at the camera. Okay, and the picture speaks 1,000 words. The next thing is I receive information, and correct me if I'm wrong, about that your next liquor license hearing is going to be in regards to Grand Tequila's request to extend their hours to 4 o'clock in the morning. I assure you, Waukegan residents, that is the last thing in the world that we need. The last time that I FOIA'd of the police reports and ambulance calls, I asked, and I just FOIA'd it recently again, I asked how many complaints of drugs, fights, shootings, serving liquor to minors, prostitution, do we have to have before a place is shut down? The next thing is that I don't know if we are aware of, sometimes what happens somewhere else affects us. So with that being said, now, in Mexico, the war on drugs in Mexico and United States is changing. It is now prostitution, human trafficking. And with that dramatic rise, I believe, and I would like to see the city of Waukegan take the lead in regards of, and especially I reach out to the females on the city council. We have had incidents of prostitution here in Waukegan. I think that's shameful in 2017. to have an ordinance like other communities are doing in order to prevent more prostitution in the city of Waukegan. Because if there aren't controls and measures in place, it just continues on, and that's what's happening today. Thank you.
Thank you. Ralph Peterson, please.
Hello, everybody. Mayor Cunningham. For the last 3 meetings, there have been a senior citizen woman who has stood at the podium to share her complaints and disappointments with a record towing company who was fired for calling African American niggers. She has been ignored. Additionally, I have provided this council with receipts, letters, and official documents showing Whitmore was previously fired for overcharging residents. Just now, I just gave another letter of a female stating that she was overcharged and want her money back. Mayor, in order for you to line your own pockets and punish blacks who didn't support you, you refused to simply reinstate one of the only 2 African American vendors in this city or put the work out to bid. We have our first black mayor in a city of 80% color, $120 million budget, and the first thing you do when elected is fire one of the only 2 black vendors. Mayor, you have made several key appointments, and not a one of them has been an African American. We know that you're trying to get 4 janitor jobs for blacks, laughing out loud, approved for us, while Terry Link and Pete Covell has made you give the good jobs to their family and friend. In fact, Terry Link has even given you an African American token from the Springfield Democratic Party so that you may sneak him into this budget as a community liaison. Really, Mayor? You've allowed Link to tell you to kick Noel out of her office after 25 years of service so that he can send you a 30-year-old black kid to read, write, and speak for you. You ought to be insulted. Couldn't you have hired an Angelo Kyle or a Martin Walker or some other qualified chief of staff as opposed to downstate? How is this 30-year-old supposed to run this city? And why aren't you making these jobs available for the city? Also, after all the work being done with the police force, you found 2 wife beaters to try to reward, one as a deputy chief and the other one with all the liquor license. And Alderman Newsom, to you I ask, what is your stance on this overreach of liquor on the lakefront? And please don't change your moral position just because we have a black mayor sitting now. Mayor, exactly. Why are not qualified African Americans, women, and gay cops? Why are they being ignored with no promotions in sight? Why won't you put a plan in place to appoint maybe our first female chief? That is the pathway for positive change. You said at your inaugural dinner, I want to be a mayor so I can do, I want to be mayor so I can do whatever I want to do.
Thank you. This concludes all the audience time.
All right, here we go. Motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman May, to approve the regular minutes from June 19, 2017. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is passed and carried. Resolution should be presented to the hearts of the city. You want to read the resolution, Jan? We'll just read it and we'll just give it to them.
Well, it was just a presentation.
Oh, a presentation?
It's just a presentation, but they're not here.
All right. All right. We will save this one for another time. Special Finance Committee.
Thank you, sir. Only one item on the agenda, and we amended item A. It read 30 days public comment. It is 15 days, and it was motion to approve by the committee. So the motion now reads, motion to open a 15-day public comment period regarding the City of Waukegan Community Development Block Grant commonly known as CDBG, the program year 2016 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, again commonly known as CAPER. The motion is, the Housing and Urban Development HUD grantees are required to submit a year-end self-evaluation of the most recently completed program year using Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG funds, after approval by the City Council and a public comment period. The Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report for the program year 2016 is attached for review and consideration for the City Council. Now, for those of you out in the audience, comments regarding the CAPER, which is the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, should be submitted to Ezell Robbins at 847-599-2532 or Larissa Gardlin at 847-599-2531. And I so move, sir.
Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman May, to approve resolution, to approve, to open 15-day public comment period regarding the City of Waukegan Community Development Block Grant, year 2016 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation. Any questions to the motion? That is, that's correct, right? I was just amended from the 30 to the 15.
That is correct.
Okay.
They caught it in committee, and by
Statute.
HUD statute, it is 15 days, so it's just a typographical error.
Thank you. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio. Aye. Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
That's it, Your Honor.
All right. Insurance Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion approving a resolution authorizing the settlement releases with Northfield Insurance and Lloyd's Underwriters relating to the Angel Gonzalez litigation, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Seager. Are there any questions to the motion? Should we, Corporation Counsel, should we just kind of mention what it is? So,
just to be clear, because it's probably not remotely clear from the form of this stuff, Angel Gonzalez filed a lawsuit involving allegations that he was wrongfully convicted back in the 1990s. And he was released from prison a few years back, and the lawsuit followed after that. At the time that the conviction was overturned and he was released, we made claims on our 1990s insurance policies, which are from Northfield and Lloyd's. We also put our current insurer, which is State, on notice of the claim. And this resolves just the insurance claim against the 1990s policy, and it is for the full policy and limits. This money will be held in escrow, which means that we'll set it aside and use it for dealing with Mr. Gonzalez at such time as that case is resolved. If he doesn't prevail on the case, the money will be returned to the city's general fund to replenish the expenses that we're spending on attorney's fees.
okay. Thank you. Any questions from the Alderman? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Mosier, would you please take the
Sure.
labor relations? Yes, sir. Thank you.
I so move a motion to approve the MOU, the PBLC Kelly time. That is, I can't pronounce it right now, but it's between the police and the city and dealing with Kelly days and the way that they are scheduled, so it helps. I can't really explain it the way Sergeant DeBoffer did, but it helps clean it up a little bit for the city. So I so move.
Motion by Alderman Mosio, second by Alderman Valco. Are there any other questions to the motion?
Mayor, I don't want to second it because I'm going to abstain.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. There's a second by Alderman May. Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Abstain.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried. Public Safety Committee. Alderman Tempest.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a motion to draft an ordinance for a handicap parking spot at 1005 8th Street. I would so move.
Motion by Alderman Tempest, second by Alderman Newsome. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried.
I have number B, motion request authorization to accept the sole bid from Steicher for the purchase of ballistic body armor. The police department is requesting approval to accept the bid and enter into a 3-year purchasing agreement with Steicher to supply departmental body armor as needed. Purchase will be paid with asset forfeiture funds, subject to approval of the fiscal year 2018 appropriation ordinance, and I would so move.
Motion by Alderman Tempest, second by Alderman Seager. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Okay. Judiciary Committee.
Thank you, Your Honor. Item A, motion to approve zoning calendar L-1-117. This is landmarking of the Johnson water tank down on the beach. It was held in committee. We're going to leave it there because we really don't know what we want to do yet. We've talked about it before. If we end up selling the land down there, we don't want to have it landmarked because then that could hamstring a potential developer. But then there's also a sentiment that we need to keep that around as part of our history. So there's both sides of that. We decided to keep it in committee until further time and make a decision on it.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
Yes.
It makes sense.
So
Thank you.
that's that. Item B, motion to approve zoning calendar V-3-17. This is a vacation of a road up by the airport that helps the airport secure its boundaries a little bit better, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Mozio, second by Alderman Newsome. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Item C is also the same thing. Motion to approve zoning calendar V dash.
Alderman Taylor.
Oops, sorry,
Hold
yes?
on.
Oh, yeah.
I got Alderman Taylor. I didn't hear Valco.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Aye.
I'm
Sorry.
I didn't hear it.
Sorry.
No, that's my fault. Item C, motion to approve zoning calendar V-4-17. This is also a vacation of another road up by the airport that helps them secure their boundaries a little bit better, so I so move.
Motion by Alderman Mozio, second by Alderman Tempest. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried.
The next one, item D, motion to approve amendment to Chapter 11, Article 4 of the Waukegan Municipal Code. This is about the beach. Some of the beach rules have been tweaked and changed. This is not a final document by any stretch. Corporation Council said we need to get this much more buttoned up, which him and Lieutenant Beach are in the process of doing. Hopefully going forward, we'll have this done before. We won't be doing the middle of the summer from now on, but we tweaked a few things about hours and this and that, so it's this is a work in progress, but this is what we have for right now, so I so move.
Motion by Alderman Mozio, second by Alderman Taylor. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Old business. And before we go with the actual motion, I have a statement to read, please. Members of the City Council, and to the public present this evening, we once again have before you an appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2018. As we all know, this ordinance must be adopted by no later than the end of July. My fellow councilmen, members, we've had, as a body and individually, discussions regarding policy priorities and fiscal responsibility. I believe this ordinance reflects our fiscal year's budget priorities, keeping front and center the concerns of our citizens as well as those voiced by this body. We are approving a $126.5 million operating budget for the fiscal year that is already underway. After hearing your concerns, you'll find several noteworthy changes from what was presented at our June 15th council meeting. The Director of Governmental Services and 2 community liaison positions proposed for the mayor's office have been replaced with 3 special project analyst positions. In doing so, there's a net decrease of roughly $100,000 in salary and benefits. As a result of manpower adjustments, we've also reduced our budget in facility maintenance and have a reduction in water and sewer fund as a result of the elimination of part-time summer employees in public works. With these reductions being presented, we still must move our city forward by providing for some continued health, safety, and welfare of our cities, while at the same time identifying opportunities for operational improvements. With this in mind, we will be adding 2 additional code enforcement officers. We are also in receipt of several state of qualifications for engineering and architect firms to assist the city in studying our infrastructure and facilities, with the goal of a 5-year capital improvement plan for the spring of 2018. This year, we will be in collaboration with the county launching a fleet study with the goal of formulating a 10-year fleet replacement and management plan. We also hope to bring public policy and government administration experts to assess various operations and recommended improvements to gain greater efficiency and effectiveness. These studies will allow us to identify opportunities to improve among those functions: code enforcement, paramedic response time, and an opportunity to expand our reach to entertainment and business leaders, entrepreneurs for greater economic development. We've had a very productive discussion. I hope I have heard you, and I would always listen to you. We now need to move forward in accomplishing the people's business together. Thank you. There's a motion on the floor. Correction. An old business. I'd like to motion Alderman Valco, and second by Alderman May.
No, thank you.
You don't want to second the motion?
No, thank you.
Motion by Alderman Tempest to approve the annual appropriation ordinance for May 1, 2017 to May 30th, 2018 fiscal year. Are there any questions to the motion?
Question.
Alderman Taylor.
Actually, it's more of a statement for me.
Okay.
I will not be voting for this budget, and I have discussed it with Mayor Cunningham. First, I want to say, understand that it is really easy to get angry with this mayor over things that have happened over a 20 or 30-year period of kicking things down or kicking the can down the road. This poor mayor has come into office with, frankly, a situation I wouldn't want to be in, of making decisions. So I want the community to really understand that and realize that we are trying to do the best that we can. With that said, the reason that I won't approve this budget is basically for 3 reasons. One is the change in headcount. It looks like we have added, and I will go through this so that people understand, we've added 10 positions: a finance coordinator, an HR benefits coordinator, 3 special projects analyzers, 2 code enforcers, and 3 janitors. We have subtracted a director of public policy and projects, 2 part-time positions, an evidence tech and a telecommunications, which I don't know where those have gone, but they've been subtracted. And we have outsourced to legal, an attorney and an executive secretary. Even though they're a reduction in headcount, there is not a reduction in budget for them. I feel at a time when we don't know what the state of Illinois is going to do in terms of, will we lose some of our property tax money? There was something today that came from our finance director about possibly losing more money. I believe that's part of our state income taxes, which would amount to $900,000. I don't know where we're going to be. And I feel like instead of investing money right now, and instead of changing our head count and adding to it, we just need to stay neutral. Under normal circumstances, a mayor would have come into this office with a budget that was already in place. This mayor did not have that. So under normal circumstances, you would have had a year to assess the situation. Since we are already 2 months into this, I feel like we should stay neutral. If you want to bring in people that you want, that's fine. Every mayor brings in their people. I'm not objecting to that. But then you have to take away 6 people so that everything stays neutral. I don't feel like now is the time to do that, where we're adding headcount, adding benefits. We do spend an enormous amount of money in this city on our personnel and their pensions. Adding to that is a long-term cost that once they're on board, they're on board. Secondly, we've talked about doing engineering studies and all of that, and I agree with that, but where is the money? You look at capital expenditures, there's $1.2 million allocated, or saying that we're spending on it. We're really like $10 million behind on this. Where's our road money? Never have we put that aside. Every time we need to fix our sewers or fix our roads, that's being bonded out. That's you're taking on more debt. Until we start paying some of our debt off, we don't need to be taking more on. Lastly, I think we do need to sit down and rework some of this a little bit more until we understand where the state is. Unfortunately, I'd like to tell every single one of you that, hey, we have a budget in place today. We don't. And therefore, that affects us. And I think at this point, it's just a good thing to stay neutral. But that's my opinion on it, and that's all I'm going to vote, or how I'm going to vote on it. Mayor Cunningham knows how I feel about it, and if you have any questions, you can talk to me personally, but that is how I will vote on this.
Any other questions?
I'll make a comment, Mayor.
Alderman May.
Thank you very much. I also have had meetings with the mayor since our last meeting, so a lot of us have been putting our heads together, sitting at the table, having difficult discussions. So, you know, I appreciate that there has been discourse. I also will not be supporting the budget. The changes that have been made since the last meeting are only a decrease in $35,000 in expenditures from the last meeting. That's the grand total at the end of the day, which to me isn't sufficient in the climate that we're in right now. I'm not going to bang the drum. I'm not going to repeat myself from other meetings, but I cannot vote for a budget that is increasing positions at a time when we're facing a financial deficit. Thank you.
Mayor, can I make one more comment?
Alderman Taylor.
We're talking about running a budget with a $2.5 million deficit. You never run a budget with a $2.5 million deficit. That money has to be coming out of somewhere, and it would be coming out of the stabilization fund, which we should currently show about $12,000 in that. or I'm sorry, 12 million. If we took that deficit out of there, that decreases our fund. With pending litigation coming, it makes me too nervous to go too low on that.
Thank you, Alderman. That being said, roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Nay.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome. Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
No.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
No.
The motion passes. Carry. Thank you, Alderman, for your support tonight. And for the Alderman, I understand exactly what you're saying. As before, I listen. I will work with you as close as possible to make sure when these assessments come in of our operations, of our infrastructure, and the other assessments regarding our fleet, that we have the same conversations and we sit down and plan a course of action to move this community forward. I will add, 18 years since I've been here, an assessment was never done. Over the last 8 years, infrastructure, 5-year infrastructure plan was even on the table. We have some work to do. I agree with all of you on that. But I think working together as we did in this past week, or past 2 weeks, will help us all make sure that the things that all of our constituents need will be a part of our planning for the present and for the future as we move forward. Again, I thank you, and I appreciate your vote of confidence. Reports and communications, with there being none. New business. Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Newsome, to approve regular payroll dated June 23rd, 2017, in the amount of $1,522,698.47. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May. Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Item B, motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Tempest. Motion to approve vendor payments dated July 3rd, 2017, in the amount of $887,585.86. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
And who made the motion?
Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Tempest. Correction, yes. Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Tempest. I apologize.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Item C, motion by Alderman Tempest, second by Alderman Newsome. Motion to approve sworn police uniform allowance payroll dated June 23rd, 2017, in the amount of $180. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Item D, motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman May, to approve the Steiner Pavilion for Concierto Playero, Saturday, August 26, 2017. If I have messed that up, please excuse me. 6 p.m. 11 to 11 p.m. This event is sponsored by Angelo Negron. The sponsor has applied under the Directive of Non-City Government Use for City-Owned Buildings and Venues. This event has been approved by the Outdoor Special Events Board. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Motion by Alderman Seager, second by Alderman Moiseo, approve the use of the Steiner Pavilion for the First Responders Memorial Fund, Saturday, July 29, 2017, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. This event is sponsored by the Waukegan Cares Foundation. The sponsor has applied under the Directive for Non-City Government Use, City-Owned Buildings and Venues. The event has been approved by the Outdoor Special Events Board. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Turn it over.
Motion by Alderman Villalobos, second by Alderman Newsome, to approve the use of the Steiner Pavilion for Afro Fest, Saturday, August 19, 2017, from 11 p.m. to 8 p.m. This event is sponsored by the Lake County Afro Fest 2017. The sponsor has applied under the Directive of Non-City Government Use, City-Owned Building and Venues. This event has been approved by the Outdoor Special Events Board. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Mozio.
Aye.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest. Alderman May.
Aye.
Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Motion by Alderman Newsome, second by Alderman Tempest, approval of raffle sales applications. Any questions? All those approve?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed and carried. Motion by Alderman May, second by Alderman Valco. Motion to approve all block parties. Any questions? All those approve?
Aye.
Ordinance and resolutions.
Your Honor, we
Yeah.
we just in judiciary.
We just did
it's the
that,
same
okay.
thing,
Yeah.
same document.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
So we're good
We're good.
for that one. All right, we had put it down there twice.
Same thing.
All right, Alderman's time.
Alderman Seager.
I like this time, I know it's the 4th of July weekday, and I hope and I pray that everybody will be careful, safe, and enjoy the holiday. I know we've had some problems, complaints about fireworks. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, that's a little going beyond, above and beyond. I had several calls today about it. Again, respect your neighborhood, respect your neighbors. Have some care about how you use this fireworks. That's about it. Have a nice holiday. Thank you very much.
Alderman Mozio.
Yes, to the resident of the Third Ward that talked about the garage sales. Yeah, it's getting a bit out of control. You got to go by some houses, they got a sale every weekend. We got to button that up. I know it's been a problem before. You know, we got to get a code enforcer on Saturdays that can do that. We all know what happens. If you drive around the city, I bet you if you ask the aldermen up here, they could probably tell you the 5 or 6 they have it every week.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, everybody wants to have a garage sale now and again, but not every week. We have an ordinance, you can only have 3 garage sales. That does not mean every week. It's just not, it's not fair to the small business owner that's paying taxes and things of that sort. So we definitely need to button that up, Mayor, if we could.
We will.
And some people are just naive. They don't know you can't do it.
No.
They just don't, they don't know. A simple visit would maybe cure the problem, but if they want to, if they don't know, we need to inform them about that. So that's about it. I hope we can get that buttoned up because it is becoming a problem. I see it a lot. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Alderman Villalobos.
Yes, so thank you everyone for being here today. I'm actually quite surprised to see this many audiences like right before the holiday. So thank you for your dedication in being here. It's first and foremost. Also, I want to mention about seeing this action that's going on at the harbor. We just voted 1, 2, 3 events for the Steiner Pavilion. We have a bunch of events on Sundays for the future. So it's really great to see the utilization of our beach and harbor space. Last weekend was a great example, too, of Harbor's GWDC and Harbor's Edge putting on an event for the Harbor Fest. And also that simultaneously that night on a Saturday, there was the Motown at the Beach event at the Steiner Pavilion. I had the good fortune to be able to attend both. And to be able to have something like that happen in a weekend shows me like where Waukegan can be in the future. So I'm excited to see more events happening. There's also going to be another event at the Harbor's Edge on July 15th and 16th, the Harbor Q. So our calendar, if you go to waukeganweb.net and look at the event calendar, you'll see that there's a bunch going on in the community. And as I talk to residents, they often mention that there's nothing going on. Well, they're just because they're not aware. So check out Waukegan's website, check out the event calendar. You'll see there's a lot going on this summer and going forward. Also, it was a great experience this past weekend to participate in the Independence Day Parade. It's always a good turnout on that event. I was able to stick around and enjoy some of the festivities at Bowen Park and listen to the Waukegan band perform, which also performs on Tuesday nights at 7:30 at the Steiner Pavilion, again utilizing our beachfront. So that was a wonderful time. So thanks to everybody who participated in the parade, as well as those people who were spectators. I also was able to attend an event this morning called All Hands on Deck regarding the Lake Michigan Restoration Initiative. So that's to make sure, like we live on Lake Michigan, so anything that happens to that lake affects us directly. There's been, as mentioned before in previous meetings, there's been funding cut through our government, federal government, regarding our lakefront and trying to keep it clean, environmentally clean. So definitely, again, this affects us, this affects the beach, this affects our possibilities that we can do for the future here. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out, thank you to Angie Jose and Brandon Antonio for coming out and speak today. When we talk about having our youth get reinvested into our community, one way of doing that is actually having them volunteer and being activists in our community. These two individuals I've actually had the good fortune to know for a few years now, and it's great to see them take an interest in Waukegan greater than just volunteering here and there. They're actively doing some volunteer work this summer, and they're going to take that back to them back with them to school, probably get engaged at the school more so, and then come back to Waukegan even better activists and be able to do more around this community. So kudos to you for speaking today, and I look forward to working with you. They're also going to be helping out tomorrow, too, actually, to help promote the scoop, so they're stepping up even more so. So thank you again. All right, thank you, everyone.
Alderman Newsom.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to piggyback a little bit on what Alderman Moiseo spoke about with the yard sales. Some of the items that I've seen people have out in their yards for sale, I think we need to come up with an ordinance on what you can actually sell. Because I've seen items such as store-bought items like laundry detergent, paper towels, all that kind of stuff. I've seen items such as whole front yards of Tupperware, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think that's considered a garage sale. A garage sale is something that you are taking out of your garage, perhaps something you've had for a long time and you're trying to get rid of it, but not store-bought items that you've gone to the store to purchase and then you put them out in your yard to sell. So I do think we need to come up with some type of ordinance that will not violate people's amendment rights, but guidelines on what you can actually sell and what is considered a yard sale. And what we do have is an ordinance right now. You're only supposed to have 3 per year, and they have to be 3 consecutive days. Say, for instance, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's it. You can't have one every week, every weekend, and like I said, some of those items that are up. So it's important, I think. And I don't think it's a bad thing if we could enforce that $25 permit and a penalty if you don't get a permit. So that's all I have to say about that. I think that's something that we really need to look into. Thank you.
Alderman Tempest.
Well, I just wanted to comment on the Park District on organizing the 4th of July parade. I thought it was outstanding, and I think it really brings the community together, and we need to continue to think of more ideas to bring our community together. That's it.
Alderman May.
Thank you. I first want to acknowledge and show my appreciation to the mayor for the diversity in the religious and spiritual invocations that have been offered since you've taken office. I really appreciate that. I think that is very inclusive of our whole community, and I really enjoy hearing from different spiritual leaders in our community. So thank you very much for changing that. I think it's a really great move. So the budget, since this is my last time to talk about the budget. You know, I don't want us to be at odds, and I do want us to work together up here as a city council with our new mayor. But it was really impossible for me to approve a budget that included so many positions that I didn't feel were necessary to move this city forward without replacing actually people. It's just displacing people and then adding more people. That said, we now have a budget, and now we've approved many positions in our new budget. So I look forward to witnessing fair hiring practices for these positions. We can't afford political patronage when we're a city in a deficit budget. I disagree with the comments. I've heard many comments from the community during our budget discussions, and I heard Alderman Taylor say tonight it's the mayor's right to bring in their own people. To a certain extent, the mayor has the right to bring in qualified people, that there should be a fair hiring practice, and certainly certain appointments will be people that mayor knows before they get here. But a lot of the positions in this city, I think that there should be a fair practice. They should be posted, and we should be interviewing for the highest, the best, and brightest to fill these positions to lead our city. It's how we move forward to be a professional city. We can't afford patronage positions in this city. So I look forward to seeing how the hiring practice will go for these several positions that we approved tonight, and the proof will be in the pudding. So everyone enjoy your 4th of July holiday, and that's all I have.
Alderman Valco.
No comment tonight, ma'am.
Alderman Taylor.
No comment.
All right. And before I go, Alderman, I was at the Illinois Municipal League's newly elected officials. They had a little seminar. Even though I wasn't a newly elected official, but I was a newly elected mayor. And they gave me something that I thought was really helpful for all of us. I don't know if you ever want to receive this. It's called the Robert Rules of Order motion chart and Robert Rules of Order summary. It's like a little cheat sheet. I thought it was very, very important, at least for me. And I put it on everybody's agenda, and I'll give it every week so you have. It's good. It's just good to have, all right? Yes. Other than that, motion by Alderman May, motion by you, second by Alderman Taylor to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody. Happy 4th of July.